All right, y'all, short video today. First, we're going to talk about 9.7 fractions, decimals, and percents. This first section here, we're going to express each decimal as a percent. Remember, when we're going from a decimal to a percent, we have to take our decimal place, which is right there. I'm going to slide it 2 spots to the right. Now, there's no number here to the right of the 5, so what do I need to write in? Let's write a 0. So when you move your decimal 2 spots to the right, we get 50%. That's all there is to it. Just move your decimal 2 spots to the right. Same thing here. Take your decimal 2 spots to the right, and we get 8%. Same thing here. Decimal 2 spots to the right, 2, and we get 107.6%. Now, if we were to go from a percent to a fraction, we would do the exact opposite of that. But right now, pause the video, try 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9, please. Pause the video now. Okay, next section, we're going to record each fraction as a percent. Go to the calculator to help you out here. We're going to change each of these to a decimal first. So 3 divided by 8. I'm typing this in on the calculator. This gives me 0.375. So there we have that fraction as a decimal. To change this decimal to a percent, I'm going to slide that decimal point over 2 spots, and I get 37.5%. Okay, same thing here on 13. 7 divided by 10, that gives me 0.7. Slide your decimal over 2 spots. Remember, there's a 0 here, right? And we get 70%. 1/6. With the calculator, 1 divided by 6, and we get 0.16 repeating. Okay, now, when we slide the decimal over 2 spots, remember there's a 6 here as well. And that 6 is also repeating. So let me erase this. Let me put the bar over that 6. So we slide the decimal over 2 spots, which is going to give us 16. Now think about 0.6 repeating. Think about 0.6 repeating. What is that as a fraction? You could write it like that. So this is an acceptable answer, right? That's totally fine. Or what is 0.6 repeating written as a fraction? 0.6 repeating is, hopefully you have this committed to memory. If not, please try to commit it to memory. It's 2/3. I need to move my decimal place there. No decimal, writing that as a mixed number. So there you go. This is 16 2/3%. Number 19, 3/25. 3 divided by 25, we get 0.12. Move that decimal over 2 spots, 1, 2, and we get 12%. Need to box that in, box that in. Please clearly identify your answers here. Last one here, 4/5. 4 divided by 5, we get 0.8. 0.8. We slide that decimal over 2 spots. Remember, this is 0.80. Slide that decimal over 2 spots, and we get 80%. There you go. Pause the video now. I want you to try 11, 12, 14, 15, 17, 18, 20, 21, 23, 24. Please make sure that when you have a repeating decimal like we had in 16, either write it as a fraction like we did, or use the bar over the top of the number to show that it goes on forever. So I showed both versions of that. You may want to back the video up to see how to do that again. So pause the video now, work on those problems 11 through 24 here. Next set of problems here, we're going to express each percent as a fraction. So remember, to change from a percentage to a decimal, we have to move that decimal over 2 spots. So this is going to be 0.46. So we're writing 0.46 as a fraction. Well, this is 46 over 100. Okay, and then 46 over 100, you know how to simplify fractions, right? We can divide both these by 2. Your calculator can probably do it for you as well. I have a TI-84, so I do 46 divided by 100, which gives me 0.46. I then hit the math button. So if you find that green alpha button, right below the green alpha button is the math button. I press math. And then number 1 there is frac. You hit frac and it'll simplify that fraction. This is 23/50. You probably didn't need the calculator to do that, but you can use the calculator to simplify fractions. All right, this one, number 28 here. Again, slide your decimal over 2 spots. 1, 2. So this is equal to 0.125. So now, do we put this over 100? No, we put this previous one over 100 because 6 was in the hundredths place. On this one, the largest place, I should say the smallest, right? The furthest place to the right is the thousandths place. That's the thousandths place. So we're going to put 125 over 1,000. Now I can see right away I can divide both these by 5, but I'm going to go to my calculator again. 125 divided by 1,000. Math button right under the green alpha button, frac, and I get 1/8. Simplifies to be 1/8. 1/8. So again, I recommend you learn how to simplify fractions with your calculator. It's going to save you a bunch of time when it comes to dividing here. Last one, we're going to change this to a decimal, 0.625. What do we put this over? 10, 100, 1,000? Again, that's the thousandths place. So we're going to put 625 over 1,000. And again, go to my calculator, 625 divided by 1,000, math. Number one is fraction, and I get 5/8. So number 31 is 5/8. There you go. So change it to a decimal, put it over 10 or 100 or 1,000 or possibly even 10,000 and go from there. All right, good luck. Oh, let me do 30 for you really quick. 30. Our decimal is right here, isn't it? Right. So we slide that decimal over 2 spots and we get 0.33. Now 1/3 is 3 repeating, right? 0.3 repeating. So this is equal to 0.3 repeating. All right. Now we have a repeating decimal. We know the method for changing a repeating decimal to a fraction, but your calculator also, if you type in 0.3333, I just typed it in like 10 times, math frac, and it tells me that this is equal to 1/3. So 1/3 there. So don't let the fractions fool you. Still move that decimal over 2 spots, change it to a repeating decimal, if it is a repeating decimal, and then change it to a simplified fraction. So go ahead and work out the rest of these in the section 26, 27, 29, 32, and 33. Pause the video now and work those out, please. Last section here, express each percent as a decimal. You should be able to do this by now. We're going to take our decimal place. We're going to slide it to the, instead of going to the, hang on one second. In the previous section, up here, the first section, let's take a look. At number 1, we take our decimal, going from a decimal to a percentage, we go to the right, right? So when it becomes a percentage, it gets bigger. So when it goes the other way, percentage to decimal, it's going to get smaller. So we're going to take our decimal, slide it over 1, 2 spots. We have 0.06, right? You can check it, go the other way, boom, boom, and we get 6%. So there you go. Next one. All right, this one's a little tricky. Remember, when it becomes a decimal, it becomes smaller. When it becomes a percentage, it becomes bigger. I'm going to say that again. When it becomes a decimal, it gets smaller. When it becomes a percentage, it gets bigger. So we're going percent to decimal, so I have to go to the left. 1, 2. Okay, so it's 0.000, right? There's no 0 shown there, but there is a 0 there. 2. There we go. Did it get smaller? Yes, it did. We can check it by going the other way. Decimal to a percent. Slide to the right. 1, 2. There we go, 0.02. All right, pause the video now. Try out 35, 36, 38, 39. Thank you very much. See you back in class.